back to The Dose of It, the unfiltered podcast where we talk all things weight loss, wellness, GLP-1s, and becoming that girl, one step and injection at a time.
We're your hosts, Priss and Taylor, and while we're on this journey with you, let's be super clear. We are not medical professionals.
Just two besties sharing our real-life experiences, the good, the bad, the messy, and everything in between.
So grab your water, get your steps in, and let's get into The Dose of It.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of The Dose of It. We are super excited to have you guys back here for another week with us. Today is going to be one of those episodes where we are just kind of saying it how it is. We are talking about the good and the bad, and we're also kind of just talking about things that are still living in our heads rent-free as of today.
Yes, ma'am, we sure are. We are so excited to be here with you guys another week. Can we also just talk about the way that you guys showed up and showed out for the last episode? I feel like we had so many of you guys reach out to us and just share y'all's experiences, y'all's journeys, just like how you feel in the moment. And that truly meant the world to us because like we always say, we're literally just two people on this journey. But at the end of the day, there's so many of us that are on the same path, that share the same emotions. And we're just so grateful to be here with you guys. So kind of like Taylor was saying, today's episode, we're going to be talking about things that people have maybe said to us in the past, things that were said to us that helped shape us into the person that we are today.
Oh yeah, so this episode, I think it's not really holding back, and we're kind of dumping out all those mean things that like people have said to us because I know myself, and I'm sure a bunch of other people, were tired of protecting people and the evil things that they have said to us, and we're kind of just airing it out and spilling some tea today. So I'm super excited to dive into what people have said to us.
Yes, and another thing that we're also going to be touching base on is dating while being a bigger person, because can we just talk about it, right? I definitely want to get into that subject because I have horror stories and definitely want to be vulnerable in this episode. It's definitely my therapy, and I know it is for Taylor too. So can I just say that I've been so excited to film this one too? I don't know. Ever since I kind of saw this idea and I said, let's do it, I've just been so excited to do it because, like I said, I feel like a lot of us share the same experiences, and just like hearing it, I'm just like, damn, I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, I think this episode, what we're also like really super excited about is not only are you and I like sharing experiences and things that people have said to us, but we also got entries from people who are a part of our Patreon, and they sent us over some entries of things that people have said to them that have stuck with them and weren't the best things. So I think we're also super excited to like be able to dive into that and, touch on other people's experiences too.
Yes, we sure are. And speaking of the Patreon, can we also say how this is our second time filming a podcast this week because our Patreon community got an extra episode this month, and moving forward, they're going to be getting new episodes every month. So if you love to hear me and Taylor yap, or if you just love the dose of it and want an extra dose, go check out the Patreon. I don't know, Liv, should we kind of include a clip of our episode?
I don't know. I think we have to give them a little taste of what they're missing out on, right?
Yes, we actually started a whole new series for our Patreon community. It's called Just Between Us. It's a couch series where me and Tay sit on the couch. We talk about the most personal things ever because, let's be real, we have unfiltered content too. So we definitely let our goofy and very chaotic side out on that episode. All things gas, all things Tootie McToots. So if you are on a GLP-1 or on a weight loss journey and you are having a 4th of July party up in your room, no, you are not alone. Me and Liv, me and Tay, we went on a whole 30-minute rant about that.
We sure did. Let's give the people what they want, and let's show them a little snippet of what we filmed this week.
Yes, let's do it. Enjoy.
I like that one. Lady Caca.
Lady Caca.
Lady Caca instead of Lady Gaga. Lady Caca. Is that like kind of?
I thought you were trying to be like Bridgerton.
No, I was. Oh, true. Oh my God, shout out Bridgerton. No, I was trying to be
Lady Gaga.
Lady Whistletoot is coming. Lady Whistle. What? Did you get the newest edition of Lady Whistletoot this week?
Did you get the latest edition of Lady Skidmark?
Did you get the latest edition of Lady Scott?
Did you get the latest edition of Lady Skiddoodle?
Okay. Have you had the latest edition of Lady Shot?
Lady Shotlet.
Lady Shotlet. Okay. Yeah.
That's good, bitch. Charlotte.
Charlotte instead of, oh my God. That would be your Bridgerton name.
That would be my Bridgerton name. Yeah, it would be Lady Charlotte.
Okay, so now that we're back and back in the present moment here, we hope that you guys enjoyed that little snippet because Priss and I had a lot of fun filming that extra episode. And like Priss mentioned before, that is going to be something that the Patreon community gets every single month. They also get early access to every single one of our episodes. They get it Monday nights instead of Tuesdays. And they also get bloopers. So if, again, like Priss said, if you love hearing us yap, you love seeing our faces, you're getting tons of extra content on the Patreon. You're getting a private Patreon only Discord that we talk in 24/7. Like
Yes.
you can get on that Discord and ask somebody a question at 3 a.m. and I could guarantee you someone is going to respond to you. You know, the people that we have in there are the most supportive and friendly people that we have ever been around. We've gotten so close to everyone and we just love them all so much. So if you're part of the Patreon family and you're listening to this, Priss and I love you so much. If you've been feeling like you need a community in your GLP-1 or weight loss journey, we would love to have you. Offer We offer two different tiers. The lowest tier is $7 a month, which gives you access to all of that extra content. It also gives you access to the monthly meetings, the book club meetings we do weekly, and it also gives you access to the private Patreon only chat, which
Yes.
I feel like is like my favorite part of the whole thing.
The best.
We also have the extra tier. We call it the max dose, and that one is $15 a month. You're getting everything that you would get in the $7 starter dose pack, but it includes 2 monthly meetings with Priss and I, one-on-ones or a 2-on-1. You kind of like buy one, get one free.
BOGO.
But BOGO. We love getting to know you guys. You guys are impacting our lives in so many different ways. And we would just love, if you're listening to this and you're not a part of the Patreon community, we would love to have you. Priss and I actually would love to give you guys, if you're listening and wanting to join the Patreon family, we would love to give you the opportunity to join us. Thought of something really exciting to offer you guys. I'm going to hand it over to Priss so she can tell you a little bit about what we're going to do.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tay, for giving us a little bit of insight on the Patreon. It's honestly our baby. And when we created it, we just wanted to create such a safe space for every single one of you that's listening. So if you're asking yourself, why are these girls charging? Because we want it to be safe. We don't want anyone to just go up in there and leave hateful comments because you're already on this vulnerable journey. You don't need somebody to come in there and say some unnecessary things to you. So we make sure that it's safe, that it's secure, and that you just feel comfortable in there. So we wanted to go ahead and offer anyone that's listening that maybe is kind of thinking about joining or is already a free member but has been waiting to take that leap to join. If you sign up using this code on this episode, then you will get 10% off your first month. And let's make the code Dose Me Up. Dose Me Up, all caps. If you use that, you will get 10% off your first month. And if you love it, we hope you stay. But even if you join and you don't talk, you're just there. We just want you to feel heard, feel seen. We want to create a safe space. We want to create a safe space for you to be in and just know that you're not alone, because I think being alone is the most difficult thing to be, especially when you're on a weight loss journey, and just knowing that there's a community of people on the same road, same path as you can be really helpful. So we hope to see you there. And yeah, let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into the meat of this week's episode.
The rotis. We got to start saying the rotis.
You know what? I need to wire that into my brain. Let's get into the rotis of this week's episode. I think before we start getting too excited about talking and yapping, though, I think I'm feeling a little
parched, I think.
Dehydrated. Yeah.
We brought the Stanley out again today. What the hell? We have Stans in the gang.
That's really funny because you've been using your Awala and I've been using my Hydro Drug. So like what? We just brought out the Stans on the same day?
Yeah, what the hell? Honestly, I remember I used to be obsessed with Stanleys. And like I still am, don't get me wrong. I still love my cups, but
yeah.
I don't know. I need to show them love again. I have like 6 Stanleys and I need to just like whip them out.
See, how many Stanleys do I own now? I think I own 3 Stanleys, which is kind of crazy because I'm like a few months ago I didn't own a single Stanley. So you know, it's really easy to spend money on these water bottles, but yeah,
cup obsessions are real. Yeah, no, for sure.
I just like slammed her on the table. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't giving her enough love, and I recently bought this one. So
yes, honestly, my favorite thing is like those little and I don't know why I don't have it. My lipstick is literally me. The little like straw covers. I love the straw covers, especially when I'm like at work and stuff, because I'm so weird about like people touching the straws. Like I don't know, like. Have you ever just like had your cup and you're like out in public and it like grazes against something? Oh, hell no.
Well, okay. When I was at work, And like whenever I used to work at the hotel and like I'd have my Stanley on the desk with me, sometimes people like whenever like they would reach over to like grab their keys, like act like the mic is my, oh my God, like it would just like sometimes I felt bad because
No.
I would like move my Stanley like away because they
No,
probably think
absolutely
like
not.
I need one of those covers.
Yeah, you do. They're like $3 for a pack of like 6. But also, I work in the medical field, so I'm just like super anal about that. I'm like, cover the straw, please. Like, this is, I literally just filled, well, I didn't, Puffer did, filled this cup up with water. And so that's probably why it doesn't have a cover right now. And you're probably like, Priss, why the fuck are you touching it? It's because it's my finger, so it doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah, that's like it's like your own germs. I'm kind of that way. Like I feel like germs don't really freak me out unless like if they're my germs, they don't freak me out. If they're like someone I love's germ, well, I don't know, because like if it was like my brother's or my mom's or my dad's germs, I can't. I still can't do that. You know, like growing up, like this is like so off topic, but you know what? People know we
More
yeah.
unhinged. Yeah.
Did you like? Does your mom ever like take her finger and like go to like wipe something off? My God, I
I love
hated
you,
that
mom.
growing
I
up.
love you so much, but saliva will do it for me every time.
Oh my God. And like
Every
sometimes they'd
time.
have like that morning coffee breath and they just and they'd always do it like right here, like, oh honey, you got
Yep.
no.
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
like that was just so off topic. But yeah, if you can relate,
We're just like that.
I can't do
I
it.
can't.
But
But before we get into it, I definitely want to do a check-in with you, Liv, because I know that we like to do these check-ins. I think it's important because I feel like these journeys are just like up and down, up and down. So I think it's important for us to just like be open and honest. How was your week this week?
my week this week has been okay. I would say ever since I moved, I've been dealing with some kind of like mental, I don't know if it's like a depression kind of trying to like creep in or I'm not really sure what exactly is going on. I took some time Tuesday and Wednesday to kind of continue exploring the city. I was a little like offline, like I wasn't really as present as I feel like as I should have been. But it was nice to kind of explore the city stuff and stuff more. I did on Tuesday. I walked 9,800 steps,
Oh my
and
God.
I was getting my steps in. Wednesday I walked around 7,000. So because I was just walking everywhere, so that was really nice. I feel like it was kind of like clearing in a way. I think that I'm still getting back into my routine, and as you've heard Priss and I kind of recite over and over again, is we are routine people, and I think I'm struggling to get back into my routine. I just really am. I'm trying. I just, like I went from having the same routine for about a year of living in my old little barn house back in my small town to like my routine being completely flipped. So I think I'm really trying to get back into the swing of things, kind of to pivot off of like mental health. But Priss and I are trying a new gym this week. And I think I like the gym, but I think I was a little disappointed in it. Priss also kind of felt that way too. We kind of expected it to be a little because it's a pricey gym. We kind of
Mhm.
expected it to be a little bit more like upscale, and it wasn't the best gym I think we've been to. Me, I like it because the proximity, like it's literally a 3-minute drive from my house, so it's easy, and I don't really have any excuses. Like I can get up and go to the gym; it's 3 minutes
Yeah.
away. But I don't really like that there's not really like a private room. It's kind of like off in the corner a little bit, but also there's no locker rooms, which I know like kind of sounds stupid, but like I don't know, like I liked going in there and like filming my like progress videos kind of like in a corner away from like
Absolutely.
all the weird macho men like doing their lifts and stuff. And I don't know, like I can't really do that at this gym. One more thing too to end my little spiel is I'm down 98 pounds.
Oh
Down
my
98 pounds right
gosh.
now. Yeah, and it is exciting. I'm excited. I'm like so close to that 100 pounds, but I think I posted a video about it yesterday, and a lot of people related to me, and so I'm glad that I don't feel alone in this, and that's why we do this and why we are vulnerable in our journeys. But I think I expected to feel completely different. I remember like envisioning like, oh my God, like when you hit 100 pounds down, like you're gonna feel amazing, you're gonna be so small, and like you're just I just had all of these like and things like expectations, and I feel like now that I'm here I'm kind of like I don't know, I'm kind of like I don't know, I don't feel as excited as I thought that I would. I think that I'm scared that what if I go back, what if I can't lose the other 100 pounds that I have to lose. I kind of went into it more in depth like on my TikTok if you wanted to hear me talk more about it. I don't want to take up the whole episode talking about it, but yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm just the whole I think really general message of my life the past few weeks has been I'm struggling with some mental health issues. So I'm
Hmm.
really trying to get over it and get over this like little thing that I'm going through. But it just takes time. And I know I've gotten through it before and I can get through it again. But yeah. Thank you, Priss, for checking in on me. I, of course, want to know how you're doing and how you're feeling right now. Give me
Yeah.
the rundown on your last week here.
Yeah, well, before I get into my week, I just want to let you know that there's no timeline for you to feel better, especially with like your um, mental. I think you need to take all the time that you need and just know that we're here for you and we care about you and we're so proud of you. I know that I said that on the last episode, but it was I was very brave of you to take that leap and move to a new city by yourself and just like be on your own. And so I know that I can speak for everyone that's listening. We're just so proud of you, and it's normal to feel that way. Don't beat yourself up for it and just be patient. I have no doubt that in a few weeks, maybe a few months, you're going to be back to your normal self. And the great thing about starting over is that you get to make a whole new routine that maybe you didn't even know you needed. So
That's
I
true.
think that will be really good for you whenever you do, when everything finally just clicks into place and you're like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. So
Yeah.
and then the
Well,
whole
thank
like
you.
you reaching 100 pounds, I'm so proud of you for doing that as well. I know that it could be a little bit not necessarily underwhelming, but you're just kind of getting there and you're like, okay, this is it. Like, am I supposed to feel any different? But I
Yeah.
think that Taylor a year ago, she wanted to be in this position so badly. So I think you should just let her feel it. Like, let her be happy and let her be proud. And you owe that to her because you really put a lot of work, a lot of time and effort, even if maybe in this moment you're not feeling like this is anything special, it is. And I think Taylor, like I said a year ago, would have given up so many things to be in this position that you are now. And I think that you are really, this is what you dreamed of for a while. So I think you should just like let that soak in and just like really just admire the fact that you are down 100 pounds and that you are down 100 pounds and you will do it again. You will be down another 100 pounds too. So I know that it's easier said than done, but we are also proud of you for everything that you're doing. It's a lot of change in your life. So feeling the way that you're feeling is totally normal. And I think the way that you're feeling and acting is very graceful and you're doing it really well. So you owe yourself a little bit of credit there.
Thank you, Liver. Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course, of course. So my week has been pretty good. I was off this week for my full-time job, so I used a lot of that time to just kind of do social media, focus on the Patreon, focus on the Discord. So I just use that time to really kind of focus on me, try to get back into the routine of things. I've kind of come to the conclusion that routine is good and I love routine, but not every single day is going to be the same for me. And I just have to accept that that's it. That is a routine.
Yeah.
Some days are going to be different and I have to just allow it to happen. And I think sometimes the routine that happens that day might not feel like it's what I need, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, that was good. So I'm just kind of learning to go with the flow. And I know that as a person who loves routine and as a person that loves organization. I don't know what type that is. It's like a type. I don't, there's like an A, B or whatever, but like I'm just
Yeah.
learning to let go and just do things as they come to me. Kind of like Taylor was saying, we tried a new gym this week and I didn't really love it. And that's okay. If anything, I think I'm actually really proud of myself for saying that I didn't like it because I think I was so used to being like a people pleaser or just like making myself think that I liked it just because of the comfortability and because of the distance and because it was small and because I really wanted to like it. I think I would have said, this is it. This is a good gym. Like I like it, but I don't like it and I'm not going to go there. It was fun that I tried it and I love that I tried it, but I'm going to keep looking. And the gym that is for me, like I'll know. And I'm proud of myself for knowing that this gym didn't work out for me and that it's okay to keep looking. I'm not settled on the first thing that comes along. And a little bit about my weight loss journey. So, as a lot of you guys know, I went on vacation a few weeks ago. I gained 4 pounds and then I lost it. I lost the weight again. And I've just been kind of sitting on that number for like a week now. And this morning, I think I was being really hard on myself because it kind of felt like a stall in a way. But if I'm really like taking time and just like reflecting on it, it wasn't a stall because I lost the weight that I had gained and now I'm just going back on track. So I'm just taking it day by day. I am trying to not be so hard on myself with August coming around. I think I have goals for myself that I'm trying to achieve and hopefully we can reach together, Liv. And one of those goals is just to be kinder to myself and not like talk so badly about me behind closed doors because I tend to do that a lot and I don't want to do that to her anymore. She deserves more from me. So that's kind of how I'm at.
Oh, Liver. Well, thank you so much for opening up and being vulnerable and telling us about how you're feeling this week.
Yeah.
I just want to say shout out to you for the 2 days that I feel like I took off. You were so active in the Discord and just kind of like being there for everybody. And of course, like she was like, you know, getting our book club and stuff like that scheduled. And so I'm just forever grateful that if we do have a time where I need to step down or Priss, you know, vice versa, like we kind of just, and that also goes for everybody in the Patreon too. I feel like if the one time that Priss and I both were like on a vacation at the same time, you guys were just in there like helping each other out and talking to each other. And that's just like the beauty of the community. I also want to say that I'm also very proud of you too for telling me that you didn't like the gym, because I'm still kind of in that mindset of like, it's the closest gym to me. And I think the thing that's most important to me is like proximity. And I don't hate the gym. I think I had better expectations for it, but I remember you were kind of like, well, like I'll keep giving it a try. But I think I'm proud of you for at least recognizing that it's not the gym for you. And I like that you said that you'll know when the right gym hits you, because I guess that is true. Like you have to be comfortable in the gym that you're going to go to. And if you're going to pay, you know, a good chunk of change for a gym, you should like the gym. So yeah, I am also very proud of you for like standing up and being like, you know what? No, I don't really enjoy that gym that much, because I know as like you're a people pleaser and that can be hard to like kind of stand up for yourself and say like, I don't really enjoy this. Also, as far as like gaining that weight on the, you know, like on the vacation, losing it, and then now like kind of feeling like you're in a stall, kind of right around like your time frame is whenever I wouldn't really say like mine necessarily was a stall either, but because like 1 week, I think we typically say it has to be like over like 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks, and without the scale moving, that like you're in a technical like stall. But I think that you're going through what everybody goes through, and what I've dealt with, what I'm sure everybody listening has gone through, is it's like you get super excited because, you know, yeah, you gained weight on a vacation, but then you were able to lose it right away. And then now you're like, okay, well, where's the next change? Okay, like when is it going to keep losing? Yeah. Like, hey, but I mean, didn't you lose like 4 pounds last week? Was that what it was? Like you lost the 4 pounds again?
Yeah, I lost the 4 pounds. And a lot of people were like, it's like water weight and stuff like that. And it definitely probably was. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm just like you said, like, I'm just like, okay, number go down now. Like, I'm ready for you to go down. Right. I'm ready to hit my next goal here. And I think sometimes like we're just so eager to get to the next chapter that we're not truly enjoying the one that we're on. Yeah. So I just need to like chill out. My body's doing it the best that it's can. And I think my biggest problem that I need to work on also is that like, I just feel like I could always be doing more. And I feel like my body is doing the most that it can. It's like, Priss, I'm trying to keep up with your mental. Like, can you just slow down a little? So I'm just trying to be kinder to myself. Like I said, ideally, I just want to listen to my body the way that it listens to my mind sometimes, because I feel like sometimes it's just trying to keep up, and I'm trying to come up with all of these ideas on how I can make my goal go, or how I can make my weight drop faster. And it's not even all about that. So no. I need to just take time to, you know, chill out.
Well, and one last thing too about your situation is, which I don't really know, like being like, you started working out again. You kind of took like a break, right? Like you went on vacation and stuff and you weren't working out. And so you've started up again. Your body's probably adjusting to that. And also you're gaining muscle because you're doing like, girl, we see, if you guys are not watching her new workout content, get up on that TikTok, because it's inspiring me. It's inspiring hundreds of people, because you are up in that garage. Okay, you're putting the work in, and I think that your body's probably just like adjusting. It's like, hey, you know, like she's working out again, you know, we're building muscle again, because your calves are sexy, girl. I'm sure them calves are getting thicker, so in the best way, not in like a, what is it called, like a cankle, not in like a cankle way, but in like cankle. Isn't a cankle like a fat ankle?
It is, I think.
Yeah, but not in like a cankle way, but you have like a, oh my god. And just to like, I feel like I'm like, if you, I wish I could like put the picture up on the screen of like that one selfie you sent me where like you're in your garage and you took a selfie and like your fucking calf muscle looks so good, and mine don't look like that. I need to like I need to do, you know what? I need to do leg day.
Fucking phenomenal on you, your fucking waist, bitch. Yeah, me too. That Mike said yes.
Whatever. Well, I'm jealous of your calf muscles, but yeah, I just think that your body, you're working out again. And so like you said, like you lost 4 pounds in a week, your body's adjusting, you're working out again this week. Like, I feel like there's just so many things. And like I said too, and like you said, is it's like we constantly, like, we're not in the present moment and we're waiting for like, okay, like that's kind of how I am. I'm like, okay, like 100 pounds more. Like, yeah, I hit 100 pounds down. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm about to hit 100 pounds down, but okay, we need more. Like, I feel like I'm not I'm not being present. And maybe that, you know, we always do like goals. Last month was our supplements.
You know what? We did really good the first couple weeks. And then after that, we were like, supplement where? Honestly, we need to get better at the supplements. We still need to take that into August. We're taking that into August still.
We are. And how about we continue that into August? And I feel like you and I both can work on being in the present moment more and being like thankful for
Absolutely.
the present. So maybe like present moment August. I kind of like that. So yeah.
Every day's a gift. That's why we call it the present.
Oh my God, you fucking Einstein bitch. That was a good metaphor. That was good.
Well, let's get into it though.
Let's get into the
Definitely
rotis.
check-ins were much needed, but let's get into the rotisserie of the episode. Words
Mhm.
that hurt, words that cut deep. Let's dive deep into it.
I'm diving
So
into it.
I'm starting off with a question again, and I'm going to ask you, Liv. So obviously, I'm going to ask you. So, what is something that someone has said about your body or your worth that just stuck with you?
Ugh, I feel like that's so hard to kind of really like even narrow down like something that someone has said to me. I don't know. I feel like I kind of feel bad because I love my family, but I feel like a lot of the things have been said to me by my family that have really stuck with me because I think that to me how my brain's always worked is I don't really care if it's like a stranger on the internet because you know what they don't know me. They don't know like the inside and how I am, and so those don't really bother me as much, but for me, I think the things that have really stuck with me are things that like my family members have said to me. This is kind of just stupid and small, but I remember growing up, my stepmom would never let me cut my hair short because she would tell me that I was already fat and that like people that are short or people that are fat shouldn't have short hair because it just like accentuates it more, like it makes it more prominent and it doesn't, you know, you need longer hair to hide like the round face and stuff like that. And so I would get comments like that, comments all the time. Like I used to love skinny jeans, and she kind of would just make comments of like, you shouldn't wear those skinny jeans. Like they're busting out of the seam. Like skinny jeans are for people that are like skinny, you know, like you shouldn't be wearing those. Like you would look better in like boot cut jeans.
Oh,
Just comments like that, I think that really stick with me. Like of course I feel like other people have said things to me, but I think that when they're said by like my family members like that, I'd probably say that's something that was said about my body that
it leaves
really
scars.
it did leave scars. It like it's still like I couldn't tell you the last time I wore a pair of skinny jeans
Yeah, no,
because
I
of
get
that
that a lot.
reason.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, well, it's not like okay, but and I don't really necessarily blame her because I don't know how she was raised. She also is a larger bodied individual. Like I think I weigh less than her now.
Mm.
So I think a lot of it was projection growing up, you know, maybe seeing me as a teenager and wearing things that maybe she didn't feel confident enough to wear. And I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but yeah, I think a lot of it was projection. I've done a lot of healing from it, but you know, what would you say, like, you know, retorting your question back to you, Liver, what would you say is your moment where someone has said something to you that's really stuck with you?
Yeah, so I think, I've said this before. I've always been big my whole life. Like looking at photos of me from a child, I was always chunky. But, I think even though I was chunky, I still was so confident when I was younger up until a certain age.
Mhm.
Up until a certain age, I was like, okay, maybe people think I'm fat and not cute anymore. I remember looking at photos of me when I was like 6 and like 7, and I was just like so spunky, like showing off my outfits and stuff. And then as
Yeah.
I got older, I feel like you can kind of start to see me kind of like get a little bit more timid, more shy. Like I started to recognize that I was in a bigger body and that people were no longer thinking I was cute. People were just kind of accepting the fact that I'm fat now. So growing up, I think it really messed with me because when I was growing up, my dad was in the picture for a little bit. I just remember like any time that I used to hate eating at the table altogether. Hated it because I would get something on it doesn't matter what it was on my plate. I would come to sit down and he'd be like, "You're going to eat all of that?" Or make like a comment like, "That's a lot of food. You don't need to eat all that food." And I would just question myself, but I'm hungry, like, should I not eat this? Cause I'm like hungry though. Like, I really want to eat this. And then I would feel so bad if I ate it. And so I think that really did stick with me growing up. And I will say I never really had the best relationship with men because I think, growing up, I never really had a figure in my life that showed me that this is the way that you're supposed to be treated by a man. So I think growing up, I was always scared of being loved by a man because even though he probably did, he loved me, but he didn't really know how to show it to me. It was always really hard for me to accept that maybe another man could. So I think that was really hard for me growing up, just like having my dad make those comments about me because he would not hold back, you know? And as a little girl, all you want is for your dad to love you and think that you're the most prettiest
Yes.
person in this world. And, you know, to be called names by him or to just like be said something completely out of line is just like hard to deal with. And I think growing up too in a bigger body, going to school and, you know, being called fat by other people is so hard because all you ever really want to do is fit in. But you just can't sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially, I remember there was this one time I was on the bus and I remember it was like raining or something. And I had asked one of the guys to close their window because like in the bus, you know, it could be like open and stuff. And I
Hmm.
remember he was like, "Shut up, fat ass," in front of everyone in the bus. And I just remember I was like so embarrassed because I'm like, dude, I don't know how the fuck my weight got involved. And at the time, I was in sixth grade, dude. Like I had just started a new middle school. I I mean, I was so timid. I was so scared. And I didn't even know how to react other than just turning around and letting him do whatever he wanted. So I think growing up, not only was it like my family, but I think it was also people around me in school that would bully me based off my weight because I thought it was like funny or cool, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that it's first of all, I'm very sorry that both of those scenarios, like you said,
Yeah.
like growing up and like you want nothing more than like love um from your family and from your parents especially. Like they're the ones that are supposed to be raising you and teaching you confidence and stuff. And I think when it's coming from someone that's supposed to give you those things, it hurts more than for me, those hurt more than a school bully, you know. And I also am sorry that that happened on the bus. Like I feel like I have so many experiences from school that I really like trauma, like I just block them out and I try not to think about
Yes.
them. um,
Yes.
because yeah, like growing up, I mean, being plus size, being bigger in middle school and high school, those are when it's funny growing up to like make comments like about people's bodies like that. I remember also like walking into like the bus and you just feel like everybody's staring at you because like your hips are touching both,
Oh,
like your hips are touching both of like the seats, and like you feel like you're smacking everybody and you're having to like you're touching everybody because your hips were just too big, and being bigger than all of the girls in your classes and stuff, and or not even just girls but being bigger than all of the people, than
yeah.
everybody in your class, and feeling like you're not worthy of even like friendships, or especially like seeing all of your smaller bodied friends dating in middle school and high school and none of the boys wanting you. None of the
Yeah.
boys even looking your way.
Yes.
If anything, the boys are walking up to you like chest bumping you, like, "What's up, bro?" And they're like chest bumping because
No,
like
if
they see you as one of
anything,
the bros.
they're walking up to you to ask for your friend's information or
Yes.
your friend's
Yeah.
number. Can we
Yeah.
actually just talk about that? Let's talk about dating while being bigger. Let's just do
Well, I'm
that. Let's go
down.
there
Yeah,
because
let's go there.
you know what? Um I'm going to be so vulnerable with you guys. So, before I started my GLP-1, I tried all sorts of freaking diets, right? I tried keto, I tried fasting, I tried the carnivore diet, all of it. And nothing's wrong with those diets if you're trying them. Like, definitely, if that works for you, keep going. Me personally, it would just throw me into a big old spiral. I never knew my worth growing up of what I was worth because I was in this body and I just figured whatever would come my way, I deserved it. If a man just wanted to hang out with me and just do things behind the scenes, whatever. That's all I was going to get because that's all I could do. And I remember, dude, I had this one guy that I just thought the world of. I wanted to be with him and I just wanted to be in this relationship with this man for so freaking long, but he would only ever come around to, you know, you know.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I remember just kind of thinking like, it's okay. I'm going to make this man fall in love with me. Like he will love me one day. And I just kept going and it was not healthy for me because I knew that I was never going to be anything but that. So I just kept doing it, kept going along with it. And I remember one time I asked, I'm like, "Hey, like would you ever like see anything more?" And he was like, "No, like I'm not in a position to date right now. Like I definitely just want to like get to know you more." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." Well, a couple months after that, I found out he's in a relationship with this girl. And I was so heartbroken because I looked at this girl and I'm like, what does this girl have that I don't? Like, is it because she's smaller than me? Like, was I too big? Like, I didn't know. I was spiraling. I was just like going down this deep hole of depression. And I told myself, it's because you're big. So I literally went into this toxic diet and I would only eat like fucking 4 pieces of oranges, like 2 crackers a day. I'd go to the gym twice, 3 times a day, just so that I could lose some weight and try to be better for him, not even for me. And so I remember I like blocked him. This is when like I had Snapchat. I like blocked him off my Snapchat story, and I would only like allow him when I would post like selfies at the gym, and I would like show like my glow up photos because I'm like, look at what you're missing. Like this is what you're missing. And I just remember I was like spiraling. Like I was just trying to prove myself to him. And one day he finally messages me. He's like, "Hey, can I come over and talk?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, you can." Because this is what I had been waiting for my whole time. I'm like, "Yes, come on over." So he came over, we hung out, and I remember that night I was like, yes, like I'm finally good enough for this man. Like he finally likes me. The next day I find out that the girlfriend that he's with is fucking pregnant. He's having a fucking baby, dude. And I'm like, dude, Priss, you have to move on. Like, you cannot do this anymore. I cried for days because I was like, I'm just not enough for this man. Like, no matter what I do, I'm just not enough.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest thing for me to finally accept the fact that I am good enough. He just doesn't see my worth. And I was, for so long, I was just trying to like change who I was for him and just try to be different, because I would look at these girls that he was like talking to and dating, and I'd be like, they're so much smaller than me. Like, what is it that they're offering him that I'm not? And I was trying to change who I was to fit that mold. And I didn't want to be in that mold. I wanted to be me. And the crazy part is like fast track, 3 years later, I'm with a man that loves me so much. He would do anything for me, and I didn't have to change a thing. So that
Yeah.
was kind of my main story about dating as a bigger person. What about you, Liv?
Yeah. Well, first of all, again, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. I think that it is very, very hard dating in a plus size body. Oh my God, I have so many experiences dating, being plus size. I think that being in a bigger body, especially in high school, I had experiences like that where I was dating this guy and it was just like a constant cycle of like we would break up and we'd get back together. And then I remember like this one time he literally told me that because I dealt with a lot of stuff at home in high school. If anyone who knows me from being in high school, like they know, like I just didn't have the best childhood growing up. So I don't know, I was always crying and stuff, and I was going through a lot in high school. And I remember I was having a meltdown this one time and I was trying to talk to him about it. And he was like, I just can't deal with all of your issues. He was like, I just literally, he's like, I can't do it and I have to break up with you. And we broke up. And then I remember like literally like 3 weeks later, because people move on fast in high school, he was also with, kind of like your situation like you, is like he started dating someone like immediately. And this girl was like, had to have been a 00. She was a 00. In high school, I was like a size 16, 18 all throughout, like, I mean, in high school. Like, and I remember seeing her and I was like, oh my God, I was like, did he tell me that I was just too much? Or, did he not see me? Like, it was also one of those situations where I'm going to kind of get into, is he never really showed me off. He didn't post me on any socials. He didn't put me on his Instagram story. His Snapchat was such a big thing back in high school. I was never on his Snapchat story. He never took me around his friends. And I couldn't help but feel as though it was because of my body.
Oh my God, yes. I agree so much with that.
Yeah, I just felt like it had to have been because of my body, especially like in the hallways. Like he wouldn't even like walk me to classes or anything. Like I would like beg him, like, would you like, walk me to class or anything like that? And he just would never do that. And I remember after we broke up a few weeks later, I had saw him in the hallway with this girl. They were making out by the water fountain. And I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, so it had to have been me. So I think growing up, I think a lot of it was my own insecurities, though, of like me just kind of making assumptions in my head of like, oh, this is why they didn't want me. But I think that more started to become apparent whenever I started dating as an adult, being plus size. I dated someone for 4 years. It was a long-term relationship. I dated them for 4 years. And I remember when we first got together, you know how like I was 18, we'd like check each other's phones. Like I was insecure. We were 18, like we'd go through each other's phones. And he was talking to this girl. And I was like, who is this? And he's like, oh, it's like my friend from high school. But of course I went through their Snapchat messages. I was like, what the hell? And I had scrolled up to like back when him and I started dating. Because I was like, have you been talking to her since we were dating? Cliff notes of the story is I had saw that he had sent a picture of me to this girl. And I was like, what? I was like, why the hell? And he goes, see, she's really pretty. but I've never been with a fat girl before.
Wait, how long were you in this relationship at this point?
I dated him 4 years. No. This was in the beginning of our relationship that I saw this. But then, I don't know how to view red flags. I continued dating this person for 3.5, 4 years after I'd seen this message.
My God, jaw on the floor right now.
So, yeah, and I remember I said to him, I was like, why would you say that? Because then his friend even responded, no, she's not fat. She's thick. Like, that's what people are into right now. Like, she's thick. Like, she's a nice body. Yeah,
she has like a nice right now.
She has a nice body, and he was like, yeah, she's just bigger than anybody I've dated before. And I remember he felt bad about it because we had been dating for a few months by then. And he was like, oh, I feel really bad. Like, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I love your body. You're beautiful. But when someone says that about you and you see the person that is supposed to love you and, like they're trying to tell you, like, I didn't mean it like that, but like, what did you literally commented on my body and said, I've never been with anybody fat before.
It's almost like, how do we keep going without it being weird?
How do I not feel insecure around you for the rest of my 4 years of being with you? But, anyways, like fast forward. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I've had a lot of talk, I think, for an entire 2 hours about my plus size dating experiences. One thing that I also kind of want to just talk about too, of like being plus size and things that people have said that really not resonate with me, that they stick with me and they have affected me, is kind of like what you said, is I feel like plus size bodies, we are overly sexualized as fuck. We are kinks. We are a literal search on like Pornhub, you will find BBWs because it's a kink. It's like, so I think kind of like what you experienced is like most people, most men, even some women that'll date like plus size people, I think that they want us alone in the bedroom, but they don't want to show us off. They don't want us to be seen in public. They're called like the BBW chasers or chubby chasers, whatever you want to call them. I think I ran into so many men like that and so many women like that, where you think that they want to love you in public and you think that they want to show you off, but in reality, you're just a kink to them. And they don't really care about you or your feelings, and they just want to have you in the bedroom. And then when they're done with you, they're done with you, and they don't really see any worth to you other than like your body. So I think that there's like a weird split of like someone thinking you're absolutely disgusting, but then there's also people who are like overly sexualizing you and like making you into a kink, but not actually like loving you for you. You get what I'm saying?
And as a person that's struggling with their weight and like their appearance, that shit fucks with them, right? Because you're like, you don't know if this person genuinely likes you or if they're just like using you for the little bit of time. So it is hard to like I can't ever say this word.
Differentiate.
Yes, I can't say that word. But it's hard to, does this person truly like me, or is this person just wanting to make time pass with me? So I hate that. Sorry. I hate that. I think that was definitely me in that situation. I always wanted these men, and I think it's, obviously it stems from when I was younger. I just wanted these men to love me for me. And I was just always feeling like I was not good enough. But you talking about the whole, like him keeping you a secret and stuff like that. Can we talk about how it hurts, but in a different way, when your friends would not post you, when your friends would not post you or take you out or like show you out? And when I was growing up, I didn't really realize that it was like, I never really like took a second, right? Because I'm on cloud nine, my best friends, like we're all hanging out, we're cool, whatever, right? And then I like go and finally just like check it out. I'm like, hey, how come she posts pictures with like all these girls, but I'm never in them? Like 2 + 2, if 2 + 2 is 4 and 4 + 4 is 8, then what the hell is this? Because I'm like, is it because I'm fat? Like, does it not fit your aesthetic? And that's my biggest thing. I'm like, dude, that's so fucked. And I think I was fine. I'm a people pleaser. I'll be the first person to say that. I'm a people pleaser. I'm trying to get away from that. And I think growing up, I just was like, you know what? That's fine. If they don't want to post me, that's fine. You're still my friend, and I'm still going to post you on mine. Like, whatever, right? Until I got a little bit older, I was like, no, Priss. Like, if these people don't love you for who you are and the body that you're in, then they're not really your friends. They don't really care about you. If your weight is not aesthetic enough for them, then fuck them, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm me. And if you want to be my friend, like, you're going to be my friend for everything, for what I have to offer, for the person that I am, not my body. And if that's what you're looking for, then I don't think that you're the friend for me.
Yeah, no, period. And I just think that it kind of goes with everything in the world that I kind of have opinions about, but I just really hate that people look at certain people and think that we're affecting them. So they have to make comments on our bodies. They have to make us feel out of place, like we don't belong. And I think that goes into a play with a lot of things, especially in America, that we just feel like we nitpick on certain communities and stuff like that, and we just kind of bully people. And it really, like, we experienced it growing up. We experienced it from our families. People just feel so obligated to make comments about our bodies, and people don't realize that it sticks with us. You know, like, they don't, like, that little 5-year-old boy on the playground who, you know, sure looked at us and was like, fatty. He just he just did it. Like, I don't know if he knew that it was going to stay with us and affect us,
Yeah.
but people just make those comments. I don't know. I think it really pisses me off. It really does, that people feel so obligated to comment on our bodies and have opinions about our bodies when I'm not affecting you. You know, like, what does it matter? Like, how I look and how I'm, you know, appearing. And just, like, kind of when we post TikToks, right? Like, Priss and I will post like something that is not even talking about our weights. And the first thing that we get a comment about is triple chin, quadruple chin, fatty, your biggest, yeah, that's why you broke that chair, fat ass. Like, it's just like, or like Priss is shoe shopping and it's just like fucking fatty. Like, it's like, oh my God.
I'm
Like,
shoe shopping for gym shoes.
like, yeah, like, why? Like, these people really, like, they just, we're never gonna be able to fix it though. I think that since that's
No.
part of the human, is like, people are fucking evil. They really are. And like I said, I think that goes into so many more things other than just like our people bullying people about bodies and stuff. I just think that's how certain humans are. And it's really a shame. And I've never
Yeah.
looked at someone and thought, I'm gonna single this person out for this reason. And I'm gonna bully them for this
Never.
reason. And so I don't really know. Yeah. I don't really know what happens in their minds that makes them feel that way. And it's probably insecurity. They're probably projecting. But yeah, I think that, yeah, it's insane. I'm very proud of you for sharing your vulnerability with us and the listeners. I just want to say thank you, because I know it's hard to open up about stories like that and our experiences. I also would love to touch on a few of the injuries that we got, because I know
Yes.
a few of our Patreon members said some things that, you know, people have said to them that they wanted to, you know, be featured on this episode. Do you want to dive into that?
Yeah. We're gonna keep it anonymous just because I don't want to, like, just, you know, we'll just keep it anonymous just to be safe.
Yeah, of course.
So we got 3, and I'm going to read them and then we'll kind of touch on them. The first one that we got says, I remember when I first started losing weight, I always got comments like, what? You don't love yourself? Or why not just embrace who you are without changing yourself? And those comments always hit my core, because truly I did love myself. But if I stayed where I was only going to end up in a grave. People can love themselves and still want to be healthy and live healthier. Truth is, I wasn't healthy at 300 plus pounds. I was content. Now I'm flourishing and owning who I am as someone who loves themselves, but also values my life and values being around for my daughter. I just want to say thank you for sharing that. And I love that you know who you are and you know that you're worth so much love. And someone who started their platform with self-love and still does. But my whole content when I first started TikTok was about self-love, plus size fashion, plus size beauty, embracing my body. And when I finally decided that I wanted to lose weight, I was so scared because I didn't want people that looked like me to think that they had to change, or that their body was wrong, or that they weren't good enough. And that's why I was losing weight. I wanted to change because I loved myself so much that I wanted to be around longer. I wanted to be able to do things that I never could do because my weight was holding me back. And it took me a while to finally understand that I have to love myself enough to put me first.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what anyone has to say, no matter what anyone thinks about me, I have to love myself enough to do that. And if I can't, then am I loving myself? I'm not. At that point, I'm living for somebody else and I'm not living for me. And I wanted to live for me. For once in my life, I wanted to do something that was me putting myself first. And as someone reading this, right, I'm not a mother, but I know that so many people that are moms struggle with putting themselves first. And I know that it can be a freaking huge step to finally do it, because you're so busy and so worried about taking care of everybody else around you that when you finally do it for you, you're like, is this the right thing for me? Is this selfish? And I love the fact that you finished that by saying, I value my life and I value being around my daughter. Because not only are you providing a better quality of life for you, but for her too. Because you're able to run around and do things with her. You're able to live longer, and she's able to have the best role model in her life to show her that no matter what and where I am, I'm so worthy as a person to put myself and my needs first. And I'm so proud of you for that. So that's what I have to say to that. You know, those comments of why are you losing weight? Don't you just love your body? Like, isn't that what you came on here and always said? I do love my body, but I love my body enough to nourish it and to take care of it to be here longer. You know,
Yeah.
me, I want to have kids in the future. Like, I want to do things that I want to be around for. And at the pace that I was going, being almost 400 pounds, I couldn't do that. And if I could, I would be lying if I sat here and said that I was happy doing it. I was running out of breath just walking down the street. I was running out of breath going up a flight of stairs to go wherever it might be, right? I was I was not living the quality of life that I deserved. Priss did not deserve that. So I chose to do better for me and for old me. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm at with that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much to the person who sent this entry in for sharing. I honestly can't say it more perfect than Pris did, so I'll let her. I honestly just agree with everything that she said. It's something that we've made an episode on before is you're damned if you're fat and you're dragged if you're losing. So like you literally like you just can't win in life, and that's yeah, you can't make people happy. So you have to make yourself happy in life, and I'm very proud of you for choosing yourself, and we love you so much. Okay, so it actually looks like we have 4 entries. So we are going to touch on all 4 of them. The next one that I'm going to read here is it says, "It took a long time to heal from this comment. But when I broke up with my abusive ex boyfriend when I was 21, who I was with for 4.5 years, he said to me, 'That's okay if you dump me. You were too fat for me to love anyways.'" First of all, I just want to say thank you for sending this entry in, but I'm very, very sorry that someone has said that to you. I think that as someone who is also in a plus size body, that comment is something that men love to say when they feel insecure or they're embarrassed or whatever. I've also kind of turned men down, maybe like they were catcalling me on the street or something, and I've gotten, "Well, you're fat." Like, I don't, whatever, fuck you. Like, you're fat. Like, that's the first thing that they're going to say to you is like, "You're fat. I didn't want you anyways." Because they're insecure, like they're embarrassed that you turn them down, and for whatever reason people think that fat people aren't deserving of true love or deserving of being able to pick and choose who they want to date. And so I think that's like the first thing that people say is, "Whatever, you're too fat anyways." I've had that said to me multiple times, and I'm so sorry that someone said that to you. We know who you are, and you were such a beautiful person inside and out, and it seems that you have a loving partner now. We are very grateful that you sent this message in. And again, we know exactly who you are and we love you, and you're so beautiful inside and out, and you did not deserve to have that said to you. But people are just insecure, and that guy was definitely projecting on you, and it sounds like you escaped something that was for the best, or
Yes.
you escaped something that like it was just good that you got rid of him, because yeah, he sounds like a piece of shit. So
Yeah, a piece of shit for real. No, literally perfectly said. You are one of the most beautiful people that we've ever met inside and out. Truly don't know where we would be without you in our life. And I know that you're a light for so many people around you. And it makes me so sad to know that somebody could ever talk to you like that, because you don't deserve that at all. You are truly a gift, and you deserve all the love in the world. And I think you're so worthy of love too, because like Taylor said, we know you now, and we know that you're in a very happy relationship with somebody that truly values you as a person. Um, I'm just sorry that happened to you, but honestly, yeah, some men ain't shit. Crazy how people will like slide in the DMs, try to hit you up, and then you swerve them, and then they're like, "Well, you're fat, so I don't want you anyways." But I'm like,
yeah,
"You
it's like
wanted me 10 minutes ago.
you
You
wanted me
wanted me
10
10
minutes
minutes
ago.
ago." So no, I might be. You know what though? I might be fucking fat, but ugly I would never be. So get the out of my DMs.
Bye. And you know what? Yeah, you can call me fat, but you can't call me ugly. And they'll never say
No.
like, "Well, you're ugly anyways." They're always just, "Well, you're fat." Okay,
Yeah,
that don't
because
mean ugly.
honestly, I might be fat, but I'm not ugly, bitch. Don't get that shit twisted. Okay, so the next comment that we have is it says, "Ever since I was little, my grandmother, God rest her soul, would always be on about me about my weight. It has really messed me up mentally and gave me the worst body dysmorphia. One time specifically was when my grandmother, me, and my younger cousin were at an ice cream place, and we were ordering, and she let my younger cousin get a large cone. But when I went to order a large cone, she cut me off and told the worker, 'Oh no, small for her.' It's a silly story, but it has stuck with me forever. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that." Kind of going back to what me and Taylor were saying. that you could sit in a room and have random people call you fat all day long, but it's truly going to hit you different when somebody that you love and is your family makes you feel like that, because you're like close to them, right? Like they're your safe space. I don't think it's a silly story at all. I think it's hard to hear that happened to you, because especially as a younger person, that really sticks with you, and nobody should ever be made to feel that way. I know how hard it can be to have, a family member make you feel less of a person because of the way you look and the weight that you have and the food that you're eating, and it's not a good feeling. But all I can say is that the person that you are, today is such a beautiful, loving person. And I know that if the little you could get to meet her, she would be so proud. And I'm sending you so much love. And um, you deserve that large ice cream cone today.
Yeah, exactly. Priss again said it perfectly. As someone who also has had family members make comments about what we're eating and, oh, you can't eat that, and not that big, and just comments from family members. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, I think that those hurt worse. I really do, because those are people that are supposed to know you and have like the best intentions for you. But when it comes from someone who, you think loves you and cares for you, and they say comments like that, I just feel like it hits harder. And it's always upset me more
Absolutely.
when I got those kinds of comments. Thank you for being vulnerable and sending that in. And we love and appreciate you. And we're super, super grateful to have you a part of the community. And like Priss said, you deserve that large cone. Go ahead and get you that large cone, honey.
Go ahead and get that extra large one.
Go ahead and get that extra large. And bring us one too. Bring us one too. So the last entry that we have here, I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, I lost my brother in 2023, and unfortunately, I let the grief take over and I gained almost 60 pounds. I shortly after received therapy and was able to work through some of the grief with my therapist. And something he asked me one day was, who are you living for? And what is the purpose of life if you don't have any goals? And that is something that made me take a complete change. I wanted to live for the best version of myself that I know that I can be. And I just want to say, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. Grief can definitely be something that's very hard. And that I do know that grief can take over. And a lot of times we kind of stop living for ourselves, and we just feel like, what is the purpose? Because grief is something that's very, very hard. And there's not a handbook for how to deal with that. So I'm very, very sorry that you had to go through that. But I think something that your therapist did was it like put you into reality, right? Like I think that I remember reading what you said, and when you sent it to us yesterday, and you said like, who are you living for? Because in life, I think a lot of times we're living for other people, or we're not really thinking about ourselves. We're not putting ourselves first. And so I think shout out to your therapist for saying that, and kind of like, like you said, it made you make a complete change. You're like, who am I living for? What am I doing if I don't have a goal, if I'm not living and I'm not giving life its full purpose? Because we've said it on this episode, and or not on this episode, but on this podcast, is like, it's our first time around this planet being a human, and it's our only time that we get to have like being on Earth. And I think that we're super hard on ourselves, especially for how we deal with certain situations. But I think that it was important that you allowed yourself to grieve, but it's also important that you were able to get back up, and now you're on this journey and you're living for yourself and you're picking yourself back up, which I think is super, super important. You are a great individual, and I just want to say thank you for sending this entry in. And I know how hard it is to be vulnerable about a situation like that, but know that we love you, and we are also so, so grateful that you were part of our community, and we just thank you for opening up and being vulnerable with us.
Yes, I cannot agree more. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm so grateful for you to feel comfortable enough to open up about that. I think you should be so proud of how far you've come, because I know that we are, and we're truly grateful to have somebody like you in our community.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of want to say, Priss, so kind of like what their therapist said, right? I feel like it was something that they said something positive that was like impactful on them. And rather than making them feel let down, or, it was something damaging that the therapist said, I think that I think that it was something positive that her therapist said to her. And so I would love to ask you, like, have you had someone tell you something like positive where you're like, oh, like, you know what, like maybe what this person said is right? And I feel like it does kind of make me want to reflect on things, and kind of maybe, yeah, I just kind of want to know, like, has someone ever said something to you that was like so impactful, where it wasn't like in a negative way, but it's like, hey, like, you know what, you kind of, you had something,
You did something to me,
you kind of
Amanda.
cook in there. Yeah.
You kind of cooking right there. Um, yeah, so I think being somebody that has a platform on social media, it's scary because no matter what you do, no matter what you post, no matter how far along you are, you're just never doing enough for one person or for someone. And I think when I first started being vocal about being on this journey, I was nervous of the feedback that I was going to get and the mindset that it would put me in. And so it was really hard for me to be vulnerable, be open, be honest. And so I think if there's anything that has helped me along my journey or that has like healed me, it's just everyone that's listening, honestly, the people that are in my life because of me being open about my journey. I think they have made me feel confident and I think they've made me feel worthy just by me existing with their support. And, sometimes a simple like does it for me. Like, there's certain people that always are there in my corner. And I think them just being there shows me that I'm enough and that like somebody is relating to me. And I think that's really powerful for me because even on my hardest days, I know that I'm not alone and I know that I have someone there that is there for me or that can relate to me and that I feel like people that are there for me, and I know for you too, because I know you have a platform, I think they truly are there for us because of us and not our size, not the way we look, just us as humans. And I think growing up in a place where I was always judged upon my appearance, my looks, my weight, what I ate, what I did, having people that just love me for me, um, is a lot. And it means a lot
Yeah.
to me. So I think
Yeah.
that's my answer to that. What about you?
I love that. I think that you are so impactful in the community. And I think that I'm glad that that helps you realize like how much of an impact that you make. I would probably say the same thing. I think that the most like positive, like altering things that people say to me, um, a lot of times we have self doubt on this journey, and I'll get messages, saying, "You were the reason why I started. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be down 40 pounds right now." Or, I saw you posting about your GLP-1 journey 5 months ago. So I started and now I'm down 50 pounds. And I get messages like that all the time and comments like that. And it's really like life altering because it makes you realize like, hey, like I'm out here making a difference in people's lives. And I think that we can be so hard on ourselves sometimes. And when I get messages and comments and people telling me things like that, it just kind of smacks me into reality. And I'm like, you know what, Taylor, like be kinder to yourself because there are people out here, admiring you and watching you and who take inspiration from you. And so I think that it's just beautiful, like having people who believe in you and are encouraging you and you're the reason why. Because I don't know, I feel like it just makes you like sometimes you don't sit back and look at like, wow, like I'm really impacting people's lives on this journey. So I would also say you guys, you guys who are listening, you guys who watch, who engage and who are a part of the Patreon, like all of you guys say so many impactful things to us in comments and everything that really do change how my view on life and my view on my own journey. So I just want to say that I love and appreciate every single one of you. I want to close with kind of giving you guys like a little like love note in a sense. I just want you guys to know that if anyone has ever made you feel like you were hard to love or hard to be cared for, that they were completely wrong, that you are not hard to love and that you are worth true love and worth true respect. And you deserve that. That's like the bare minimum. So if someone is speaking to you in not the most respectful way, tell them to kick rocks. Yeah, I just want you guys to know that you deserve to be loved. And if someone's speaking to you in with not the best intent, to tell them to kick rocks. And you don't have to accept that just because it's someone giving you attention. So, and that's my little closing love note.
I love that. I want to leave with a love note too. I think that if you are struggling with trying to fit in right now, or if you're trying to shrink to fit into someone's life or to be loved or to feel loved, to even feel seen, I think that you should take extra space this week and just know that you're worthy of being the person that you are. Somebody is so lucky to have you in their life. And if they are too blind to realize that, then that's their loss, not yours. So be
Ooh.
kind. Be kind to yourself because you are
Yeah.
still becoming, and it doesn't happen overnight. But we're so proud of you wherever you are on this journey, and we're so grateful to have you guys along ours. And we are just so happy to be able to have this platform to come on here every week and just kind of chat with you guys. We definitely want to know, what is it that you guys want to hear from us more of, or what is it that you
Mhm.
guys maybe are missing that we haven't touched on. We're here for you guys. We want to create a safe space that you can come in here every week. Yeah, we love you guys so much. We're so proud of you again. And yeah. Yes. And also don't forget, dose me up for 10% off your first month on the Patreon. We hope to see you there. If you are needing a community full of love and support, come hang out with us. Come do it.
Yeah.
Try it out. If you don't like it, hey, at least you tried it. But I can bet you will like it.
You'll like it. We can't wait to see you on the other side, girl.